Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's me, Mitch, amongst the cheering crowd. Good to see you. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch on this Tuesday, July 22nd. Another sunny morning here. So we'll get the ball rolling. Ah, there it goes. I was waiting for the view count to start rising. Make sure people were coming in. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, and drink it if you got it. One more. I've had some customer service adventures already this morning, and they lasted up until about 2 minutes before I had to go live. I started at about 8 o'clock when according to their website, they were open on the phone from 8 o'clock, and hold, get dumped, call back. Hold. Get somebody finally look my account up. Then they go away, put me back on hold. After about 10 minutes of that, somebody else comes online and says, can I help you? I said, what happened to the girl I was talking to? I don't know. Can I help you? I said, well, I've been sitting there holding and trying to get a hold of you. She said, well, sir, he said, sir, you should be happy that we're even here at 8 o'clock in the morning to answer the phone. I dropped the F-bomb. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I dropped the F-bomb on the guy and hung up. I'm so sorry. I wish I didn't get angry at crap like that. And I basically said to him, if you don't want to answer the effing phone at 8 o'clock, change your effing hours to 9 o'clock. And I hung up on him because the countdown was rapidly approaching the time that I had to come online. Meanwhile, my blood pressure is still up there from that stupid half hour trying to get an answer from this company where the order I was supposed to receive Friday and paid for in advance is, considering it's Tuesday and I was supposed to get it Saturday morning. So I'll calm down a little bit, but the show must go on. The show must go on. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Maybe if I put a little something stronger in this coffee, it would help. Why do companies do that? Why do they make you think they're doing you a favor by taking your money and bragging about how great their customer service is and that you can call them as early as 8 o'clock in the morning? They think they're doing you a favor. Whoever that guy was, that company needs to get rid of him. He might have been the owner of the company. I don't know. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what we've got. I didn't watch the news this morning. I got up and watched a little Kelsey. and got ready to go. And I came in here to the office, and I'm editing a video. I'm going to release a recipe, Chef Mitch video, that I'm going to release this afternoon. It doesn't start out with Chef Mitch, but within 2 or 3 minutes, he shows up. So don't tune in, not see the chef, and say up and click away. Hang in there. Patience. Patience. I had to film this on 2 separate days, 2 separate days. And I hope you all enjoy it. And I'll leave it at that. You just watch for it this afternoon. And I'm editing. I'm waiting for 8 o'clock so I can call this company. 8 o'clock comes, I stop editing, call this company. I'm all set. I got all set up for my live stream, and you know the rest of the story. 70 people here so far. I guess that's an average start for this time of morning. That's good. That's good. I see we're already... I won't even try to figure out what that last chat means with my name all over it. You almost got caught in the shower with Mitch. Well, I might have mixed emotions about that, but we won't talk about that here. Let's see who was in here last night. YouTube did not, maybe they're getting better at it, delete everybody's chats from overnight. Not that there's a huge amount, but it's nice. First one in last night was That's Meetups, Books and Beef. Good evening. See you in the morning. 30am followed shortly thereafter, and as usual, to go right on time. Smoothie 420. That's John. Evening, Mitch. See you in the gang in the morning. Wait for it. I got to set it up. I'm still trying to use my right hand for this. There you go. Himself on Carnivore Talk now. See you tomorrow morning. That must be with Thomas. Okay, I guess Thomas was on last night. Thomas, Starter Prime Rib, a live streaming fool. Lady June chimed in the middle of the night, about 11-something p.m. Main runner at 11:17. Jem is here at 11:38 last night. Hi, Jem, Mitch, and Mitch Fitz. Mitch Fitz, good night. Wendy DeFurrow, Grandma is here. I had a thing where I had a tiring, got to get these new glasses, tiring workout at the gym this morning. Well, good for you. I hope I slept well enough to wake up and listen. Well, we'll see if you're here. Mandy Beddoes chimed in right after midnight and says, see you soon, all you coffee clubbers. Good morning, says John Beatty Art at 4:37. Wow. And Mike Seeley generally chimes in about that time. Hiya, Mike. And I'll stop right this second. And I have a little announcement that concerns Mike Seeley. I don't know if this is really an official meetup, but we're going to meet. There's going to be meet. So if any of you want to come, then it could become a meetup, but I'm not going to promote it as such. August the 1st. August the 1st is a milestone day for me. It is my 3rd carniversary. And it just so happens Mike is going to be here with his father in Melbourne. And they decided to treat me to lunch for my 3rd carniversary. And we're going to none other than the Estampa Gaucha Brazilian Steakhouse in the Melbourne Square Mall at 11:30. So happens to be in the neighborhood or wants to come. It's just a lunch. For me, it's a big deal, but I'm not promoting it as an official meetup. But August the 1st here in Melbourne. And if you want some more details, send me an email. Tell me you'd like to come, and I'll send you all the details. I'll email them back. But we're not going to make a big deal out of it. So I want to thank Mike Seeley for that. Great guy. Mike always helps me with the meetups. And we're going to have a nice lunch Friday, a week from Friday. So thank you, Michael, United Carnivore. Here we have Empire's Adventures. Good morning, Mitch. 6 o'clock in the morning. Wayne Herman from Gaston, North Carolina. How are you, Wayne? Runner, check back in with us after 7. And St. George. He used to spell that a little differently, I think. St. George. Good morning, Mitch the Lion King. Let's have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. And Mike Silly Sr. chimed in this morning from Melbourne, Florida. Tuka's back this morning. Hi, Tuka. How you doing? Tuka's walking, eating, sleeping, and what a life. What a life. Tuka, let somebody else talk. Robin Keto, Amy, good morning, everyone. Jeff Johnson, and name you know. We're up to 8 o'clock, 8:05. Amy is back. Rick is back. And I think I finally figured out how to record a decent interactive video. Well, good, Rick. Let's. I'm looking forward to seeing one of them. And everybody's chatting already. I haven't even started. Bacon Baby is here. How you doing? Joins in the party with the quacks. We're at 8:19. Terry Sue's with us. How you doing, Terry Sue? Movie's back this morning. Saying hi to everybody. Here's somebody new. 8:22. Brian Dish is here. Hiya, Brian. How are you? Brian says, good morning, Mitch, and everyone. And talking to other people. Let me just try to say hi to the new people and get to where we open up this thing at 8:30. It's already 8:40. Brian and Amy are gone at it here. And Lori, why so good morning, Lori. How you doing? Good to see you. Lori's it. Peter chimed in at 8:28. Sharon McCabe chimed in at 8:29. Richard Williams at 8:29. Terry Sue again. Tina's with us this morning. Good morning, Tina. How are you? Good to see you. And 8:29, Smoothie and Brian Dish and Gary No Slow. And the winner this morning. Oh my God. Oh my God. My God. Guess who? Rick. Charge of Mopar. Good morning, Rick. You are the big winner this morning. Enjoy your prize. You just heard it. Symphony of Quacks. Also followed at 8:30, we have Lady June. We have Sharon McCabe. Tanya's with us, Kitchen Witch. So close. Lori Weitzel. Ain Runner, Terry Sue. This is all 8:30. And Sandy Blythe. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Peter at 8:30. Tuka back at 8:30. Loretta and Nadow at 8:30. Lisa Lane E. It's a new one. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Good to see you and welcome. Sharon McCabe at 8:30 and Meetitudes. Books and Beef is 8:30 and Leslie 8:30. And the first at 8:31 is Keto Simple. Sage advice for any diet. Keep it simple. That's why I like carnivore. And Sandy Blythe. And let me see who else is new here. And we'll say hi to everybody. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Tammy's here. Hi, Tammy. How you doing? Good to see you this morning. Sandy Blythe is with us. Hi, Sandy. Maria Kelly. Good morning, Maria, and good morning, Barbara S. How are you? How are you? Remember, if you got some topic you want to talk about, questions to ask me, put QQQ in the chat. Sandy Blythe says, I see in the recent chat question, just wanted to say we love you, need, and appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. My eyes are immediately drawn, for some mystical reason, to any compliment as it goes by. I must have some multitasking in there or a special radar for that, but went right to that one. I don't know why. Must be a reason. But thank you. Very kind of you to say. Lizzie's here. Hiya, Lizzie. Good to see you this morning. And anybody else? Aaron. Hiya, Aaron. How are you? How are you? 8:32. Good morning, everyone. I'm taking the kids to the dentist. Oh, my God. Do you have to reserve his entire day when you go to the dentist? I see Ellen's with us. Hi, Ellen. How you doing? Good to see you here this morning. I just saw you flash by here, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. That's it. I know this is fascinating for you, but take it, baby. How you doing? I think there's a new one. Joanne Rippon. Good morning. I'm finally catching morning coffee. Got my cup of Joe. Hey, Joanna, welcome. Welcome. Glad to see you. I like new people, new names. Like to stick around a while. Yesterday we went almost 2 full hours. I don't know if I have that in me today. I have to finish a bunch of editing to try to get that video out, but we'll see. We'll see. I at least like to get through the chat, make sure that I don't miss anybody's questions or important comments, and the chats just get bigger and bigger because you guys. I know. But that's wonderful. I'm very proud. And I can't take all the credit for assembling this community, certainly, because this community belongs to so many other channels, and new YouTubers have almost a built-in community when they start their YouTube efforts, because they've been a member of this community, and we normally try to support our own. So, but I like to hope that some of it was my fault, at least those of you who refer to us as Mitchfits, and it's a matter of great pride for me. And that's why I don't want to give you all the bum's rush in the morning and just say, well, time's up, see you later. If I was a busy doctor, I might have to do that because I might have surgery scheduled at 9:31, but I don't. So I just hang in here and hope you don't get bored. CB, good morning, my friend. How you doing, CB? Good to see you this morning. And Mark C is here. Hiya, Mark. Good to see you always. Pat DeArmond is here with us this morning. Pat, how are you? And while I'm doing this, I'm looking for some QQQs. I don't have a lot to talk about, but I usually talk a lot anyway. I get my cues from what you guys are talking about. Don Schauger, good morning to you. Aunt B is here. Hi, Aunt B. How you doing? Start the day with a hug. Group hello. It's nice. Me, very nice. Thank you. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Here's one that doesn't ring a bell. And just sings. Angus, I don't know how to pronounce that, but hey y'all. Well, hey y'all to you too, Anne. Must mean something. Might be a name. Welcome. Good to see you here. And who is this? It's Louis. Good morning, Louis. How you doing? Good to see you as usual. How's everything in New York, my friend? There's another name I don't recognize. Darlene Cyril. Shirley. Searle. Searle. Cyril, I guess. Hey, Mitch, love your achievements. Keep going strong. Us Aussies love you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Charlie. It's very sweet. Very kind of you to say. And I'm going strong. Actually, for 2 days now, 3 days, this is the third day. And to me, it's a real sense of accomplishment. I get up in the morning. I don't use the walker in the bedroom. I have a big bedroom, big master bed. You can cover some real estate in this bathroom. I didn't use the walker in there. I did walk it out to the family room and I parked it. That was the extent of my walker use today. The rest of everything I did was just walking around the house. Like I said, it's not the prettiest thing. In fact, do y'all remember the original Men in Black? Think about that. You remember the original one? Storyline, it was Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones. The original storyline of that movie was this space monstrous cockroach thing. It crashed the spaceship into Earth. And the first thing he does is he takes over the body of somebody named Edgar, who lived on a farm, and he ends up wearing Edgar's skin, as his wife referred to it as an Edgar suit. It was a riot. It was a riot. And the way that he walked when he first started walking was the funniest thing. And I say, that's what I look like when I'm walking. My arms, I try to consciously keep my arms out of my side, but it ain't pretty, but it's walking and I'm balanced. And I consciously try to do that, to think about doing the heel toe thing with my right leg. I honestly am learning to walk like a toddler again. My brain lost its connection to those muscles and it has to reestablish them. But I'm getting to the point now. I did something this morning for the first time since I had the stroke in February, and it's been 4 months and 22 days now. I took out my trash this morning. Doesn't sound like much. My neighbor, God bless him, has been wheeling my trash cans out to the curb and wheeling them back since I got back from the hospital. Gets my mail for me. I hope he's not insulted when he wakes up this morning and finds out that my trash can is sitting out at the curb. It's not that far, but it's blocked by my car. So I either have to drag it across the landscaping, which is okay because there's stepping stones there, and down the grass and around the car. And that's what he's been doing. But I got up this morning, I backed my car out of the driveway. I got behind the trash can, which I got to tell you is kind of like a heavy walker anyway, wheeled it all the way down to the curb. Now I'm standing at the curb, looking at the uphill driveway, and I walked back, unaided, with no hesitation and confidence that I wasn't going to fall. And that's the hardest thing to regain, is the confidence that you're not going to fall. And it's getting to be more natural for me to walk. And I'm hoping that the progress accelerates just that much faster. But it's fascinating. It's fascinating to it's fascinating to be living it, because most of us, unless we've had a stroke and had the kind of paralysis that I had, don't have to go through it. And we don't spend a lot of time seeking out those that, hey, tell me your story. I had no idea. One of the reasons I'm chronicling it and talking so much about this recovery is just to show people, number one, that when you're laying in a hospital all paralyzed, your life is not over. Of course, for a short time there, I thought mine might be. That the human body can recover if you feed it properly and be healthy. And I thought that maybe people who've had a stroke can identify with this so that they don't feel like nobody else went through it. Or people who haven't had a stroke might say, wow, I don't want to ever go through that, and do whatever they can, if they can even figure out what that is, to make sure it doesn't happen to them. I thought I'd been doing that all my life, but I'm pretty sure my stroke came from damage done in brain surgery when I had a subdural hematoma caused by a head injury. And no matter how healthy you are, I don't care who you are, watch out for that bus. You can get run over by a bus. It's like a soft drink cozy I have somewhere in a box buried, but I've had it 40, 50 years, and it says, eat right, stay fit, die anyway. A lot of truth to that. A lot of truth to that. So I took my trash cans out, I walked back up, got back to the car, pulled it back under the carport, because it probably rains like it does every day here in Florida, and walked back in the house and said, wow, that was nothing. So from here on out now, I'm going to take my own trash out and give my neighbor the day off. I hope he appreciates it. I mean, he takes pride in being useful. He's a few months older than me and not in the greatest health. So I feel I've always felt guilty about watching him hobble down there with my trash cans, but maybe he enjoys it and it gives him some exercise. We'll see if he tries to talk me into letting him keep doing it. For me, it's just part of therapy. You got to try to expand the things you do to get back to normal. Get back to normal. Okay, am I half an hour behind yet? Nah, not quite yet. Sometimes I think I'm not comfortable unless I'm half an hour behind in the chat. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Oh, there's that compliment. Thank you so much, Sandy. That was so sweet of you to say. And you said it in public and everything. Wow. Wow, wow. Kathleen Jones is here. Hiya, Kathleen. In LaBelle. I know where that is. It's Kathy, not Kathleen, Kathy from LaBelle, Florida. I'll give you, I don't know if you even notice. Notice, Kathleen. I'll tell you, got to get these glasses fixed. Or I hate to make the text bigger on the screen because then I can't see as much of it, so it's a compromise. LaBelle, Florida. There isn't a pilot anywhere that doesn't, maybe not today, but back in the old days of navigation, there isn't a pilot flying in Florida that doesn't know exactly where LaBelle, Florida is, right on Lake Okeechobee. Because in LaBelle, Florida, the FAA had what's called a VOR. It's a navigation transmitter. VHF Omni Range is what it means. And this was the main method of navigation until GPS showed up. And anybody that ever was flying in Florida, I don't care if you're flying down to Miami, you're flying across the state, you had to deal with the LaBelle VOR. And anytime you got a instructions from air traffic control, it always included something about LaBelle VOR. Fly south on the 178 radial of LaBelle VOR. Report crossing LaBelle VOR. I mean, it was like every other word out of their mouth was LaBelle this and LaBelle that. So you, my friend, are living in a famous place, at least among pilots. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. Look at this. This deserves a bell and some cheers. Mark Mayer gifted 10 private memberships. You guys are filling up the audience with filling up the auditorium full of these people lately. This is great. I just redid the home the private community membership roster. You've all seen that, I think. Let me show you what it looks like. On the homepage of my website, looks like this. It says channel members. It's current as of July 21st. You can join the community by pushing this button. And here, look at this, are the names of the people in this private community. This may as well be a list of some of the finest people on the planet Earth. Right now we have 199, and now it jumped. Now, the old group of gifted memberships do drop out, so it doesn't grow, but it's growing slowly, and I'm very proud of that you people have hung in with that. So thank you. Let me get me back. There I am. Thank you so much. And who got the membership? JJ, Lucas, Abner, Nana Duck. Is that your grandmother, Rick? Nana Duck. And wow, I can't hardly read it. They're in green, and it's hard to read. Intimidator Kid with an 8 in there. Bell A got one. Stephanie Newman got one. Night Train. That's a funny thing. That's one of my old drone buddies. It's still a subscriber to this channel and pops in once in a blue moon. How about that? That's great. I wonder what the hell this is. And what else we got here? Who else was it? Did I lose him? There it is. Cat P. Jerry Bell. Hello, meet people, Jerry Bell. Received a gift membership. And Agent 87. Congratulations, everybody. And look forward to seeing you on Thursday night. That'd be just great. Just great. Back to my other chat. Colleen Bouchard. Hello, I am new. I know Colleen. I didn't recognize the name. I usually somewhere in my memory it'll pop up if I'll see a familiarity, even if it's just once before. I'll remember that. I forget my own name, but I'll remember stuff like that. Well, welcome. Good to see you. Hope you stick around and kind of like it. This is a very informal show. We have a good time here. It's more like Mitch gets together with his friends every morning and shoots the shit over coffee. That's kind of how I look at it. Try to answer questions. Try to theorize and pontificate a little when something needs it, maybe an explanation or a take that I might have on it that you haven't heard before. Try to help whenever I can, but I'm not a doctor, and it's not one of these kind of streams where everybody's asking medical questions, putting them on super chats. Nothing wrong with that. That's just not, I'm not a doctor. In fact, it's funny. Our Sunday live stream was scheduled with kilts, me and Kiltz at 10 a.m. and he was stuck on a red-eye flight from Vegas and didn't make it. But I was going to rebroadcast it on my channel too, so I made a thumbnail for it, and I had to give it a title. And I said, and you probably saw it, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Robert Kiltz, and Mitch. And in parentheses after my name, I put, not a doctor. Not a doctor. I'm proud of the fact that I'm not a doctor. To me, not being a doctor meant I avoided 4 years, 8 years, 12 years of merciless, unending, and harmful brainwashing that just about every doctor practicing medicine today has gotten in their education. I escaped that, and instead, I educated myself and used my own mind and critical thinking to ferret out what I thought was the truth, which changes every day in some small way. That's how you learn. Problem with the doctors and the medical community is they have stopped really learning. They have settled on basic misconceptions and built the entirety of the business around them. Fat makes you fat. Red meat is bad for you. Cholesterol will kill you. We need to get it as low as possible. Eat healthy plants and vegetables. Now, we know where all this bullshit came from. We know. We've got it. We've researched it. It's in writing. It dates back to the 1800s. And most of it has religious origins. But everybody's forgotten where it came from. And the government has, and the medical associations have codified it into what it is. And they call it the standard of care. And the practice of medicine has become, sadly, and you've heard me say this, we don't cure anything. We just treat symptoms with drugs. Then we treat the side effects of those drugs with other drugs. And those drugs have side effects, so we need to the girl who cleans my house takes 29 different drugs right now. And she's young, in her 40s. It's crazy. And most of the damage and sickness we have is a result of the treatments. We discovered pretty much how the cavemen stayed away from the doctor because they basically didn't have doctors, pharmacies, labs, prescription drugs. Yet somehow they must have lived because we're here. Must have been doing something right. So that's what we do here. That's what we do here. And we have to do it over and over again because, like Colleen said, we have new people come every day who may think I'm a little crazy until they really get to know me. A lot of people think I'm crazy. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying I am a little crazy. It's fun to be a little crazy. Especially if you're a comedian like me. But I used to say to people when they looked at me like I'm crazy, I'd look at them and I'd firm up. I'd give them look them right in the eyes and say, don't ever forget, crazy I may be, but stupid I'm not. It's okay to be a little crazy in this world. You can't help it if you're stupid. You're stuck with it. We are what we are. Some people out there have 150 or 60 IQ, like me. It's a terrible thing to be cursed with, an IQ that high. Everything makes sense to you. Everything gets put in its place and has to agree with everything else. You acquire an enormous amount of knowledge over a lifetime because you're inquisitive. You can't identify with most human beings, so you become a loner, a recluse. Most highly intelligent people are like that. I can't help that this happened to me, but it did. In school, when I was in the 6th grade, they gave IQ tests to every 6th grade student in the entire city of Philadelphia, and my score was in the top 30. And they sent me to a special school to get 3 years of middle school in 1 year, which meant when I went into high school, I would have been 2 years younger than everybody else in my class. I went to that for a while and dropped out because it would have screwed up my entire life. And I may have had the IQ, but I was different. I don't know why, but I am different. And this is why I do this kind of stuff, because I have insight, foresight, wisdom at this age to put these things together and seek out, like with radar, the bullshit that we see every day. I don't have to even think about that. Lights go off, alarms go off in my head. So I hope you realize that when you're here with me, you're here with somebody a little different, but still somebody who doesn't think, and I honestly don't think, that I am superior or better than any other human being on the planet Earth, regardless of any factor. I just am not an egomaniac. I don't look down my nose at anybody. It's very strange. Most academics, most people with IQs like mine, they join a Mensa society. Join a Mensa society. They walk around with an air of arrogance and superiority. They become the college professors. I hate those people. I was invited to join the Mensa society any number of times by people, because you have to kind of be recommended or invited. And I said, why the hell would I want to join a bunch of tight asses like you? I can't stand those people who think they're better than everybody else. So I am an oddball and a little crazy. Certainly. I don't doubt it. Maybe I even revel in it. You can get away with a lot of stuff if people think you're crazy. You remember the mobster? Well, I forget his name. He used to run around. The police wanted to prosecute him, but he made like he was a stupid, senile old man, and he would walk around the sidewalks, outside around his house and in New York City in his pajamas, mumbling to himself, and they never prosecuted the guy. Meanwhile, he was running one of the largest crime families in New York. Sometimes it's fun to be crazy. I used to play crazy when I was in the building business. When somebody tried to pull a fast one at a real estate closing, I made them think I was crazy. It makes people tread lightly. Ellen says to me about a half hour ago, I'm great, Mitch. Glad to be here. Ellen, always good to see you. You know that, sweetie. You know that we love you. Joanna Rippon, how you doing? Waving at all of us. I'm looking for QQQs. Don't see a lot of them. Wait a minute. What's this? Lizzie said, Mitch is wild. Question. Do the chatting bird fingers again? You mean, I like to use my hands to illustrate things like that. Yes, if that's what you're talking about, I'm happy to oblige. Maybe I should do that with a little music, you know? They have a new dance here called the Chatting Bird Dance. That'd be cool. Yes, Mitch, you are crazy. You are out of your mind. You left it somewhere behind. Is Curry Man here, or we got the fake Curry? I haven't seen him in the chat. But Tuka says, hey, Curry. How did I miss Curry? All right. Unless somebody else is named Curry. And Curry, if you're here, how you doing, my friend? Always good to see you. And it's a fake Curry. Stop it. Stop it. Here it is. It says, Homestead Hal. Hello all. Yes, Ellen, looking forward to it. Blessed to have Dr. Hampton. Well, that probably is Curry. That probably is Curry. I can tell for sure. I can tell for sure. I have to find it in the regular chat by going to his channel and seeing, but I can't do that from the chat that I'm showing you on the screen. I have to find him in the regular chat. So I'll assume it's the real Curry. If you're still here, hey buddy. Hey buddy, about time we got together and did something again on live. I know you're both busy. We always say, it's amazing. Every time we get together, every time we see each other in person, we say, why don't we do things together more often? Kiltz and I say the same thing. Kiltz and Curry are pretty well joined to hip now through the Healing Humanity thing. And all those meetups that they do, all over the country. It's crazy. I might, if I hadn't had the stroke, I'd probably be a lot more active in that because I love both of those guys, Kelsey and Curry. And they can tolerate me, so that's nice. It's nice. Sometimes I have a shortage of people that can put up with me for any severe length of time. But good to see you, Curry. Nick is talking to Curry, says, Homestead Hal. Thomas needs encouragement. Some people have been discouraging him. I know you can build him. Well, we'll all try to do that. Thomas is suffering from something that all new YouTubers suffer from. Thomas, you're not alone if you're here. I haven't seen you here yet, but you may be here. Self-doubt, stage fright, outright fear. Well, what do I talk about now? Pretty well shot the load already. What do I talk about now? And the fact that YouTube keeps telling you how to be not monetized, and you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours before you can earn the pithily amount of money that I earn on this. Which you think you're going to become a star. You think it's crazy, and it's so easy to get disappointed. It's so much work and time working for what amounts to 50 cents an hour or nothing when you first start. The first year of most people's YouTube channels, they can't make anything. Everything they do only makes one person money. That's Mr. Google. You are grist for the mill. You are killing yourself for a promise of fame and glory that will never come. There's only very few superstars in our space that are actually making serious money. And there's only room for a few superstars in any space. For me, not only am I not a superstar, I'm not even a star at my level. I have a small following. 129 people are watching me here today. That doesn't make you a superstar. You find 129 people waiting in line at Starbucks in New York City in the morning. That is not significant. It is significant in a way that they may be 129 of the smartest people on the planet. That doesn't count And Thomas is getting discouraged. And I've been there. And everybody's been there. And probably even Ken Berry was there when he first started on YouTube, 8 years ago? I started on YouTube in 2018, so 7 years ago. I had a drone channel for a number of years. It's an uphill battle, just an uphill battle. And in the drone community, there are just a couple of superstars. They happen to be very talented people that were in the right place at the right time and had a entertainment background. One of the biggest in the drone community has spent his life as a radio personality. A fellow named Ken Hurren. And he does every Thursday night a full-blown professional type radio show. And he's built up a big following. But even he is not rich. Lives up in Tennessee in a little house. And interesting guy. Little eccentric. Like me. Maybe you have to be a little eccentric to do this. Well, everybody's talking back and forth to Curry. And Curry's having a meetup in Montello at his movie theater, Wisconsin. One of these days I'd like to get up there. And Curry says, Rick, I talked to Thomas yesterday and I'm doing an interview with him today. Sharing good vibes. Thomas is amazing and people need to know that. Thomas, we always love to have him, and he's in the private community. I'd like to see him on Thursday nights on our lives. On Sunday, when I open up the morning show with a panel, Thomas usually comes in. I appreciate the support that he's given me, and I try to give him all the support I can. So thank you, Curry, for helping out Thomas. And a lot of it is up to Thomas. Thomas can't change who he is. And in order to become popular on YouTube, people have to get something from you, to be entertained by you. You have to do something. You can't just come on, you can't teach people that. It only comes from experience. And most people who start YouTube do not get the experience because they're blown out and disappointed long before. So it takes a lot of fortitude. And any YouTuber that's succeeding on this platform, you got to give them their bones for at least having guts and stick-to-itiveness. Oh yes, my mouse has crapped out on me again. Time for the stupid backup mouse. I love it. That I sometimes, if I'm not careful, dump myself out. So from here on out, my friends, please, if I dump myself out for some reason, hang in there. I will get myself right back. I bought this cheap 12 that it keeps losing its Bluetooth connection. I need to buy a better quality mouse, but I need to get rid of this stupid thing, or it makes it very hard for me to keep avoiding that button. So everybody's talking to Curry now. Curry's a celebrity in the chat, one of the larger channels in our space, and earned every bit of it. Scooby says okay, everybody's I mean, there was a dust up on Kelsey's channel. I have a cursory idea what it was all about. I don't think we should dwell on that. We all love Ellen, especially me. Curry said Mitch's recovery is incredible and inspiring. Thank you, man. Thank you. It is incredible to me, considering what I had expected when I first had this stroke. So I pretty well ruled out that Carnivore could have been responsible for it in any way, but I haven't found any reason to doubt the fact that it is this lifestyle responsible for my brain healing as fast as it is and me getting back, because I'm 78 years old. I could understand if I was 50, 55. But as you approach 80 years old, you're playing by a different set of rules. A different set of rules. Your hopes and dreams of being a professional bodybuilder have been dashed years ago. Your goal becomes live out your life without pain, without suffering, and with the strength and ability to take care of yourself, which is the biggest problem. And that I think is what Carnivore is giving me. And I will get toned again. I will be able to be back resistance training again, walking miles in the morning. I have no doubt about that. One of the things that Kilt says is so true. I've been a believer of it ever since the days of listening to Earl Nightingale back 60, 70 years ago, talking about positive mental attitude. And all the great, what all the great trainers, the motivational coaches, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's been true long before any of us were alive today. They were still talking about that. And the true, exact same thing is true about being negative. Whatever you are will come true. Will come true. Whatever you perceive will manifest itself in reality. Kiltz talks about this all the time. He talks about the mind. The mind is the master. We have the power in us to manifest the real thoughts in our mind. And sometimes it's hard to say, well, how the hell, if I really believe things are going to shit, how the hell can I be positive? And if any of you remember Glenn Turner, one of the greatest con men to ever live, Glenn Turner, pyramid fame, Glenn Turner. His say used to be, and this applies to people that find it impossible to have a positive attitude. He used to say, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. And what he used to tell people is he used to have these pyramid schemes. One of them was called Think and Grow Rich. And they weren't selling anything other than getting rich. And you got rich by, you had to invest money to get in, and then you went out like any pyramid scheme and found other people to invest. And what you were selling was, if you join this and you find all these other people, you're going to get rich. And then they got to get rich. Well, that's typical pyramid scheming. Poor Glenn Turner, he had a hair lip too on top of everything else. You don't know who he is, man. What a fascinating life he lived. And he used to say, fake it till you make it. Well, he meant act like you're rich. Try to give an appearance that you're rich. Feel like you're already rich, and the rest will get taken care of. And that kind of thing works, and it does work with everything. You can heal yourself with a positive attitude. Like Kilt just did. You can fast, go without food for 15 days without suffering by just firmly believing it's going to happen. Convince yourself. So that's very, very, very important. And it's especially important when you try to start a YouTube career. So thank you. Thank you, Kerry. Yes, my recovery, I fully believe that I'm going to come out of this smelling like a rose, maybe better in a lot of instances than before, with certainly more confidence in my healing ability and the power of this lifestyle that we have. I'm half an hour behind. Imagine that. I wonder if Kerry's still here. Mark gifted the memberships. Thanks again, Mark. Appreciate that. See all those new people, hopefully Thursday night. It is 9:30. Wow, wow, wow. Where does the time, where does the time go? We're right about the time in the chat when the memberships are gifted. I'm looking for questions, but you guys are. And BMAT Brian says, I would rather hang out with the people on the list than the finest people on earth. They are the finest people on earth, Brian. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And Rick's grandmother's here, Nana Duck. Oh, I don't know. That's what a coincidence. What a coincidence to have a name like that. And everybody is chatting. Look out. Here's another one of Curry's chat. So I'm with you. Sometimes we have to say our past as parents and let them live and learn and navigate. It's true. That's true. Ellen's playing moderator. Thank you, Ellen. If you have a question or comment you would like addressed, and put the channel. And Ellen is still a moderator on this channel, and she's going to continue to be until she tells me I don't want to be anymore. Because, and I hope, Ellen, that you know, I know you had a hectic life, and when you have more and more time, this is your home. I hope you always remember that. Remember that. Tuka says, question, how are you, boss? How do I become wise like you? Tuka, you're already a wise man. You're on Carnivore. You're getting buff, working out, singing opera. You're already there. Me, if I was any better, it'd be illegal. It'd be illegal. Grace Lily. Good morning, Lily. How you doing? Good morning, Mitch, and all my beloved Mitch. Good to see you this morning. And Jerry Hall is here. Hi, Mitch and gang. Hobos. Well, welcome to you. Welcome to you. Busy golfing. Nothing wrong with that. Popping in now and then. Good to see you. Good to see you. And here we have Officer Magoo. I'm educating my doctors. Yeah. Good luck on that. Good luck with that. Usually they get their feathers get ruffled when you try to educate them. Who are you? Who are you to tell me how things work? You didn't go to medical school. I look at the doctor and say, no, I missed 10 to 12 years of brainwashing. Lucky me, you moron. You're fired. Any doctor that ruffles his feather or gets annoyed in any way with me is out of here. I'm sorry. Who the hell do you think you are? The difference between me and you, Doc, is that I'm not killing nearly the number of people with my advice as you are with your advice, and I've got a much bigger audience than you. How do you explain that, you moron? And it's getting worse every day as I see more and more of this and more results of this stuff. It is infuriating. And unlike Kelsey, I can't just be sweetness and light and positive all the time. And I wish I could. But I can't help it. We are what we are. We are what we are. We all react differently to things. Kelsey has the ability to ignore it. Wish I could. I try. But it doesn't. Maybe I don't know if it's better to ignore it or it's better to point it out to people so they can be wary of it. Like these organizations point out phishing scams so that you don't get sucked in. That's important too. So Kilts and I have a great balance between us. And I try to be as positive as I can. I am actually reading the chat. I normally by this time in the morning I'm racing through it. And I better start or I'll never get to the end. Got surprisingly far considering I've only been on an hour so far. He says, Mitch, your new t-shirt should be BS police detector, follow me. It's cool. I'm wearing my, I like this shirt. The one that says, I enjoy, wait a minute. Straighten out a little bit. You see the bottom. I enjoy romantic walks through the meat department. How about that? The black shirt motif. What is it about black shirts and carnivore people? I don't know, but I like black shirts. I like the looks. I like the looks of black shirts. Most of my t-shirts are black. Here's Ernie Earhart to say, hi, Ernie, how you doing? I'd rather eat crumbs with burns than eat steak with steaks? Crumbs with bumps? Oh, I get you. Okay, it's a metaphor. You're not talking about actual crumbs or actual steak. You're talking about the fact that you would. I get it. I want to try to explain it, but you know what you mean, and I know what you mean. Good morning, Ernie. How are you? Good to see you this morning. Colleen Bornard says, I had a boyfriend that qualified for Mensa. He was proud of it. They're all proud of it. They're so goddamn proud of themselves. Most of those people have no common sense. My sister, I love her. Brilliant girl. Always got straight A's. I never got straight A's in school. I didn't care about school. I was bored. I was way ahead of the teacher all the time. I knew what they were going to teach. I had it figured out already. I hate school. I hate being taught things. I hate sitting in lecture halls, classrooms, listening to somebody else spout misinformation because he usually is. It wasn't their original thoughts. I get more pleasure out of watching a YouTube video from somebody that did the work. Somebody like Zoe Harcum, Nina Teicholz, Gary Taub, all the YouTube doctors in our space who've done the work, figured it out, used their brains, aren't just parroting the propaganda that they were taught. And that's the problem with this world, separating the original thinkers. And you don't have to be a high IQ genius to be an original thinker. There's a whole lot more to it than that. And that's why when I was offered the chance to join Mensa, my answer was, why the hell would I want to associate with a bunch of stick up their butt intellectuals, arrogant egomaniacs like you? I'm just an average guy. I don't belong in your group. And it's affected my whole entire life. This has. Never fit in anywhere. But I think I fit in here. So we'll stick around here. What else I got to do? Bill Street. Hi, Bill. At our first 100-degree heat index. Wow. The Ozarks. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, don't let them fool you. Don't let them get you with this climate change bullshit. It's more propaganda. And in case any of you think that I think the climate isn't changing, let me remind you that the climate has been changing since the world formed, will keep changing until the world ends, and there's nothing we humans can do to change that. It's just how it is. We've had to adapt to it in all of our history, and if you study paleontology and anthropology, you'll see how living things adapted, how they were wiped out in mass extinctions and everything, because things change. Volcanoes erupt, asteroids hit the planet, continents move around. What used to be at the bottom of an ocean around the equator is now buried in 8 miles of ice in the Arctic. Yes. No human being has the power to alter any of that. And if you ever read a book called Winning Through Intimidation, great book. Robert Ringer wrote that book. I read that years and years ago. He had a chapter in there called The Great Ice Ball Theory. And in The Great Ice Ball Theory, the purpose of it was to say, make you understand how insignificant you really are and how little you can actually change. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Elon Musk or a homeless guy in Chicago. You don't have enough power to change things like this. And the Great Ice Ball Theory said, in 4 billion years, our sun is going to enter the final phases of its life. It'll become a red giant. It'll expand. And the only thing he had wrong was he had the wrong idea of how the world would end. In his version, Earth will be nothing but an ice ball, which had been already uninhabitable by any form of life for probably 3 billion years, because of the conditions won't support life, like most planets or objects in space can't support life. And there's nothing we can do about that. Oh, the human race may finally manage to figure out interstellar travel. We may, although highly unlikely, find another planet where we can live on without artificial life support. I don't hold much hope out for that. The big hoorah today is about getting to Mars. I don't think humans will be able to be living on Mars. It's my opinion. For a lot of factors. We didn't evolve to live in the conditions on Mars. We can't even deal, in a lot of cases, with the conditions on Earth. It comes to temperature extremes. But at least on Earth, as it stands now, we're not getting bombarded constantly with deadly solar radiation because of the Earth's magnetic field, which some of these other objects don't have. So not only you think sunburn is bad, you can't exist. You can't live. Traveling in space, exposed to that stuff, unless you're living in a 2-foot thick lead capsule, and it's not life. So Robert Ringer thought the Earth would end as an ice ball. What more than likely will happen as the sun becomes a red giant, it'll expand, and it'll actually expand out and become larger than the Earth's orbit now. And the Earth will just be poof, like an insect hitting one of those bug zappers. That's closer to what's going to happen, according to physicists and scientists. And then the whole mess will just burn out, and that'll be it. Done. And the purpose of the Great Ice Ball Theory chapter was, don't take it too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take your life too seriously, or anything, because it's just a finger snap. And the tiniest of insects in the overall scheme of this universe. And it was poignant. He made the point. He did make the point in that chapter. And it's just one of those things that somehow in life you remember. I've forgotten. I used to say as a joke, I've forgotten more stuff than you'll ever know. Sometimes I think that's true. And I've forgotten a lot of stuff, but some things just stick out. It made so much sense. They're poignant. That's what the definition of the word poignant means. Curry, us crazies got to stick together, Mitch. Yeah, Curry, I'll tell you, crazies unite. Maybe we ought to start a movement. People would be afraid of us, that's for sure. BJS is here this morning. Good morning to you. Agree with Homestead How? Crazies used to stick together. Oh, we're gonna start a whole new genre on YouTube. Although they got plenty of crazies there already. Here is Sue, Smoky Bear Lover. Hi, good morning, she says, and Louise Kelly. Morning, Mitch. Back on Carnivore now. 52 days. Congratulations. Feeling better. Got a long way to go. Don't we all? Dealing with congested heart, CKD3, and diabetes. Honey, keep doing it. Louise, keep doing it. Can't hurt yourself. Can only make it better. Can only make it better. And things take time. It only took a lot of time for us to get in the terrible shape we got into. It's not going to be cured overnight, which doesn't sit well with the modern human desire for an instant fix, an instant gratification for everything. Hence, Ozempic's popularity, in spite of how terrible risks. They even tell you about the risks. Doesn't deter people. Think about this. Have you ever thought about this? How could people ask their doctor about these drugs after hearing the list of side effects, possible side effects? Yet they do. How the hell? The possible side effects of Ozempic are horrifying, life-ending, life-altering, permanent and total paralysis of your entire gastric tract. They need to be fed intravenously for the rest of your life. How can you risk something like that because you're 30 pounds overweight? But people will do it because they got their priorities screwed up. Their appearance is more important than anything. The cosmetic surgery that people subject themselves to, getting fat sucked out, skin cut off, just for their appearance. I can understand if you're a young woman and you're looking for a rich, handsome doctor to swoop you off your feet. Okay, you got to hit the plastic surgeon, but that stuff's going crazy now. It's because we equate beauty and fitness with good health. It's not that cut and dried. I heard Kilt say it today. Fat doesn't cause any health problems. I believe that. Even visceral fat, I believe, is not as bad as it's made out to be. Yes, we should eat right. Some of us tend to, for the history of our ancestry, benefit our survival benefits by carrying a little extra energy. We basically stand a better chance of getting to our destination because our gas tanks are a little bigger than the other guy's gas tanks, is what it amounts to. Maybe our ancestors had more famines than somebody else's. Who knows? It all gets shuffled up like a deck of cards anyway as you intermarry. When each partner, when their children only get half from the mother and half from the father, and who knows that the mother and the father aren't wildly different these days from different parts of the world even. So pretty soon, I think, give it another 10, 20 generations, every human on this planet will be a nice light color of caramel. If we homogenize all of the different races today that would not have been homogenized had they not had a way to travel. So the day of, say, purebreds in humans is over. Is over. And what you end up with is everybody being more and more similar to each other. Like mixing, and it's not the color, it's just like taking white milk, putting a little chocolate syrup in it. Put a little syrup in it, it gets a little brown. Well, if you took a couple thousand glasses of white milk and put differing amounts of chocolate in them, you'd have all different colors of brown. But if you then poured all thousands of glasses into a big 55-gallon drum and mixed it up, you'd have one shade. The combination of all that stuff, and that's where we're headed originally. Since we've got darker people and lighter people and thinner people and fatter people and everybody on this planet, we are homogenizing ourselves since we invented boats and airplanes. There's nothing we can do about it because it's natural. It's interesting. It's natural for opposites to attract. And there's a reason for that. Nature, survivability, has a greater chance if there's more diversity in the offspring. If the offspring come out, the more different they are, and the more number of different offspring, the better the chances of the species survival is. So while nature is pushing us, and this is why there's so much intermarriage these days, this is why people of one race find they're wildly attracted to some other race more than their own race. That's just nature doing its thing like it's supposed to. Shooting for more diversity. Well, all of that with all the airplanes and travel and boats and vacations and everything we have, it may take hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years, but eventually it will be like pouring 1,000 glasses of different shades of chocolate milk all together in one big drum and mixing it up. And humans will start having the same, they'll be sharing the features with each other. They'll share the skin color. And if there's any variation in the skin color, it'll primarily just because of where they actually live and how much sun they get. But I don't know if anybody stays still long enough anymore to be a purebred. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How do I get in? How do I get into these stupid things? So, Curry's going to be on Thomas's channel today. Wow, nice score there, Thomas. Nice score. I wish you the best, man. Wish you the best. Beathead says, good morning, Mitch. Good morning to you. Kurt, good to see you. Turns out, I was thinking for a while this morning. Pretty sure he was eating raw ribeye again. Yeah. He's got like a dog with his bone. Got that big ass ribeye and he's slicing raw fat off of it. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kelsey. You're probably right. In fact, I think you're right. We all ought to be doing it. Unfortunately, we're not. And nobody wants to. It's revolting to most people. It's something that takes years to get into, and you really better understand why. Because who the hell wants to eat, walk up to a cow and shave a little fat off of it, raw. I'm at least trying to transition to a more black and blue style of cooking. But even that's hard. But somehow, my 106-year-old neighbor who never ate an ounce of raw fat in their life is still alive. So there's hope for us. And I think there's got to be, and you understand it too, there's some compromise, some happy medium, and maybe Pittsburgh-style steaks, at least with the outside getting a little bit of flavor from the Maillard reaction, caramelization, and the raw meat inside. I mean, I love a rare steak. It's the easiest to chew, most tender, and tremendously flavorful. But I don't know if I want to shave just fat off quite yet. But don't give up. Keep talking about it, because I actually think you're onto something. The best thing for us to do, of course, would be to get rid of our houses and cars, move into a cave somewhere. Unfortunately, there are no mastodons left for us to chase, but that's what we're really suited for. We keep trying to emulate. We can't emulate that lifestyle. Best we can do is get as close as we can. All right. I need to start thinking about getting out of here. It's almost 10 o'clock. Let me start screaming ahead in the chat, because I'm still a half hour behind. So I can't keep reading. I can't keep reading your comments, but I watch the replay, and I try to see as many of them as I can. There's a lot of chat going on today, more than usual. Wow. I don't see QQQs, though, so you don't need me one of these days. But it looks like some of you have been listening to me talk anyway. That's gratifying. Thank you. Joanna Rippon said, Mitch, your last cooking video, I noticed how much better you're walking, making great progress. Yeah, wait till you see the one I'm going to put out this afternoon. I noticed that too. More than you know. I notice that sometimes the changes every day are so small and slight. It isn't until you see something that was shot 2 or 3 weeks ago, you say, holy cow. And just for fun, let me show you something. Here. Hang on a second. Ready?
Don't punch.
That was me on my last day of therapy in the gym at the rehab hospital. I couldn't walk. I could stand up, but I could not take a step without a walker. I had if you noticed, I had a belt around my middle so that the therapist could grab on and keep me from falling over. And that was after 2.5 weeks of physical therapy. And I thought at that point, I'm recovering. I got this handled. I had no idea what was ahead. And that was only 3.5 months ago. So yes, today I drove my car. I walked, took out the trash. All of this with no walkers, no canes, no nothing. So yes, you don't notice there's been that much progress until you look back. Until you look back. So thank you for noticing. I appreciate that. $9:47. Okay, getting there. About less than 15 minutes behind. Want to grab any last minute questions? Don't worry. I'll be back again tomorrow, and so will you, I hope. So will you, I hope. And we can do this again. 6 days a week. At the end of the chat. Tanya's still chatting, and Wayne Herman said goodbye. Wayne is anticipating me so So it's been great fun. I enjoyed it, got through it. Thank you all. Curry, if you're still here, thanks for coming in, my man. And always good to see you. And I keep thinking about how I need to give you a call, and you me, and we never do because we're so preoccupied and going in so many different directions at once, especially you. Between you and Kiltsey, you have to schedule that 10 people couldn't handle. Great, isn't it? Just great. Thanks for coming. Everybody, thanks for being here. Take a minute, say goodbye to your friends, and I'll say goodbye to my coffee. Shut off my coffee warmer. Wayne Herman says, have a good day. And we've got Main Runner saying goodbye. Movie 420 saying goodbye. Tanya Kitchen Witch saying goodbye. Lori Weisel dancing to music. Books and bed says that's Meter 2 says goodbye. And B bye. Rockin' Keto. Amy bye everyone. Gary no so I tell you it's been a rocky road. Makes you want some ice cream, Gary. Terry Sue bye everyone. Have a nice day. Everybody's saying goodbye, including me. Okay. That'll wrap it up. Wrap it up early today by 10 o'clock. Only an hour and a half. Ellen says goodbye. CB Carmack is waving. BJS, have a great day. Lori Weisel says bye, all with a bunch of emojis anywhere from waving hands to hearts to bacon and steak, salt and coffee, and the Canadian flag. Oh, Canada. I can't sing. BJS says thanks, Mitch. And as the music comes to an end, here it comes. Wait for it. All right. I will tell all my friends here. See you tomorrow morning. Been great. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.